Meet Ryan, a high school teacher who, like many others, found himself thrust into the world of online teaching when the pandemic hit. Overnight, his bustling classroom filled with vibrant discussion was replaced by a grid of silent faces on Zoom. To make sure his students stayed engaged, he tried using breakout rooms and real-time polls. But something felt different. Were his students truly connecting? Research shows that virtual platforms like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Slack have been game changers for remote learning. Ryan found that Zoom allowed him to invite guest speakers from all over the world, enriching his students' learning experiences in ways he hadn't imagined before. With breakout rooms, he could even simulate small group discussions, something his students used to enjoy during class. Similarly, Zoom helped his students manage group projects more effectively. His students like Limmy and Marcus could work on their shared documents in real time, even from their homes. And then there was Slack. Ryan introduced it to create an informal space for his students to ask questions and exchange ideas without the stiffness of email. It's like chatting with friends, one of her students said, a far cry from formal class discussions. But despite these advantages, Ryan noticed something troubling. The more his students relied on these platforms, the more some of them seemed to feel disconnected. The chat boxes and video calls weren't quite the same as the real conversations they used to have between classes. That's when Ryan remembered something crucial. Communication isn't just about getting the message across. It's about building relationships, understanding emotions, and fostering trust. In a classroom, this happens naturally through a smile, a nod, or a shared joke. But these small moments were hard to recreate on Zoom. Take Sarah, one of Ryan's students, as example. Sarah was always active in class, quick to raise her hand and share her thoughts. But online, she grew quieter. Without the face-to-face interaction, Sarah found it harder to read her classmates' body language and felt less connected to the discussions. The emotional effectiveness of communication, Ryan realized, was missing. Things grew more complex in his multicultural classroom. Ryan had students from different cultural backgrounds, and they expressed themselves differently. In physical settings, he could bridge those gaps with context and nonverbal cues. But online miscommunication was common. Ahmad, who came from a more reserved culture, often felt overshadowed in group discussions where others, like Emma, were more direct. In the virtual world, those cultural nuances were harder to navigate. As the school year progressed, Ryan saw another challenge emerging: digital burnout. With students online all day, the line between school and personal time is blurred. Jason, one of his most diligent students, started missing assignments. "I'm exhausted," he admitted. "Being online all the time, even for school, is just too much." The constant connectivity was taking its toll, leading to stress, fatigue, and ultimately miscommunication between students. Ryan knew that virtual tools were here to stay, but he also realized the importance of balance. He started organizing in-person sessions whenever possible, perhaps a quick meetup on campus or a field trip. These moments were precious, allowing his students to bond in ways that screens couldn't provide. He also adopted a blended learning model. While his students could complete assignments and collaborate online, in-person classes became a space for deeper discussions and emotional engagement. It's not about choosing between online and offline, Ryan concluded. It's about using both to create a rich, meaningful learning experience. Virtual meeting platforms like Zoom, Teams, and Slack have transformed the way students learn and interact, offering unparalleled efficiency and flexibility. But as Ryan's story shows, communication is more than just functional, it's emotional. For educators, finding that balance between the convenience of digital tools and the power of human connection is key to creating an engaging and impactful learning environment.